let's jump into our next story. First of all, what were you doing this weekend? Were you at the Atlantis? Because the ruler of Dubai was.
Oh, I wasn't, unfortunately.
I was not. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed was spotted at Nobu. So Nobu was given the royal treatment and the royal seal of approval. So footage of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, was spotted at the world-renowned Nobu this weekend. Nobu is located on the iconic Palm Jumeirah and has been selected as one of the best restaurants in Dubai by the Michelin Guide, no less.
The restaurant offers a world-renowned Japanese cuisine with a Peruvian twist for a culinary experience like no other, and it's just had a slight relocation to the top floor on Atlantis Palm, offering impeccable views and Nobu's food. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. If that wasn't enough reason for you to visit Nobu, just the food, now it's like His Highness Sheikh Mohammed approved.
And what did you eat there?
I didn't go to the one in Dubai, I went to the one in London, and it's just really good Japanese food. So like obviously the vegetarian selection is what I had, but it was Hakkasan and Nobu for me. It's like top tier. Nothing beats it.
Never eaten either.
And Trescent.
Trescent, love it. Amazing. And the move is interesting because it was always in that kind of like
location.
You know, in bottom floor Atlantis Palm, you have that walkway of great restaurants, amazing steakhouse.
Yeah.
And now it's come up to the top floor. So not only is the food impeccable, but the views are impeccable too.
Exactly. Location, views, ambiance.
Ambiance, vibes.
Vibes. You know what? These Michelin, you would think, no, actually, I don't know. They literally live up to their Michelin stars, from the service to the food to literally what we said, the ambience, the service. Like, did I say service? I mean service. I'll say it like a billion times because the service there is so good. It's like every 5 seconds you have, but you have people like just making eye contact constantly. So if you ever, like water, tissues, anything, it's like they're just on the ball and ready to help you out. So it is incredible. I just love these restaurants.
It's so well. This was Michelin Guide recognized, and it's so interesting because they have. We choose to eat at different restaurants because of these accolades, whether it's Michelin or whether it's 50 Best, and it. As we were talking about the Sustainability COP28, it inspires restaurants to do more and inspires that like extra level of service. So if you're going to a 3 Michelin star restaurant, you're expecting the eye contact and the tissues to be there.
That's true. The expectations come with the accolades.
Expectations go higher and higher. But it does mean that there's an extra renewed sense of enthusiasm in the food scene when something like that comes to the city. And there's just like a highlight on these restaurants that becomes our foodie bucket list for the year. And we may not be able to afford the 3 Michelin stars, but there's so many, the Bib Gourmand, which is more affordable eats. There's a lot more. It gives us a bit of a foodie little roadmap for the year.
I'll tell you unpopular opinion. Super unpopular, but I literally hate going out with people who go to these restaurants to like nitpick on things. You always find people who are just like, oh, it's a Michelin, let's see why it's a Michelin. And their food, some tiny detail will be missing, or a little bit extra salt, or not enough salt. It's like a very small, minute thing that can totally be overlooked, or you can just put the salt yourself. But no, that they're gonna pick on, and that they're gonna be like, what is this? Take it back. Tell the chef this is not how it's done.
It's so wrong.
Why?
Enjoy the experience.
Why do we have people like that?
So true. I think sometimes if 100% should not be looking for the picks. And if there's a small issue, think, look, we all have a bad day in terms of the restaurant. If there's something, obviously, if it's this went wrong, this went wrong, and you're paying a lot of money, you can see why a lot of that would add up to a negative experience. But in general, if there's like one thing that's out of place, 2 things that are out of place, just enjoy it.
100%.
Life is for living. You're at a nice restaurant, you've dressed up, enjoy the day.
And then you go there, you ruin the day of like the people you're with. You ruin it for the waiters, you ruin it for the chef, you ruin it for the restaurant, you ruin it for the city.
Is this coming from like a personal moment that you want to talk about?
No, not at all. Like, I just don't like people like that.
Right? Are you thinking of someone in specific? Because I am.
Now I am.
Me too. If you're watching, you know who you are. Nitpicker extraordinaire.
But I feel like I'm saying this, but do you ever want to, because it is normal, like I might be in that situation when I'm like, just like take this away, it's horrible. But it's like, that is in extreme cases.
What's your extreme? I've never sent a meal back.
Okay, yeah, if it's too spicy for me, if I go like specifically no spice and it's like very spicy, then I would just be like, can we tone down the spice? Like that's for me. My go-to complaint would be on the spice.
Just that.
For you?
I don't think I'm more of a, unless, I'm thinking once, because when we go to new restaurants and sometimes in our line of business, we're very kindly invited to places and they're always at the beginning, and at the beginning I would go out and I'd always say everything's great, because sometimes it's an invite and it's free and they're going all out to show you a good time. But then the more you've done it, you learn that actually constructive feedback might be helpful. So I went somewhere and the food was very oversalted, and that's one complaint that I have sometimes, and not a complaint, but it's something that I notice a lot here, is that food tends to be oversalted, and it was oversalted to the point that it was just not it. No, and I love the brand, I love the chain so
What's it called?
So much that when he said, do you have any feedback, I said, this is the feedback. It's
amazing you gave it, but the look on their faces when you give that feedback, it's just unexpected. They're surprised, they're shook, they're just like, oh, did not see that coming.
And you're hoping that they'll pass it on to the chef, because the whole point is that it's meant to be constructive.
Yeah, and it's coming from a good place. Like, obviously you don't want that brand, anyone hating on the brand that you love.
It's the last thing I want. Yeah. Stay open.
I feel like I know what this is. Is it?
Don't do it.